Hello and welcome to Outta 10 with your host, Robert.
And Andy. Say hello, Andy.
Hello,
You already said
hello.
hello. Oh, no.
Hi, listeners.
sounded really
You are the
you sounded
Panicky
really
Buffoons.
enthusiastic.
Welcome
Yes,
to
we're gonna call you Panicky Buffoons because you are.
Yeah.
And so are we.
So
we're not throwing stones.
Yeah.
In fact, we're probably less knowledgeable than anyone listening.
Possibly.
Unless it's Abby, in which case, probably not.
Abby is Robert's sister.
So yeah, we're here to basically just talk about nonsense, essentially. And where better to start than...
I'm Schmeagol.
What's wrong with you? What?
Talking nonsense.
Oh, right. Okay, brilliant. So yeah, basically, we haven't said the name of the thing yet, have we?
I said we're out of 10.
Oh, we're out of 10.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what we do.
I'm 10 and he's 9.
Well, that's debatable. If it's a noun, then we can probably rate it. For example, Andy, I might say Mark Gatiss, and you would say...
Oh, that's hard. I'd probably give him an 8.
Really?
I think he's worth an 8. I mean, he did.
Then
help...
he's got a lot to live up to here. Is that as an overall human being, or is that as a
writer?
A writer,
as a human being, I don't know. I've never made
or
love
an actor?
to him.
That's okay.
I also don't
right.
think that's a good way to judge a human being.
Why did you bring up making love with him as well?
I don't know.
I can't imagine him being. I can't really imagine Mark Gatiss in that context.
But he's.
I feel like his smile would put me off.
He's a very mixed bag of a writer, but he made Sherlock, and he also made this.
Yes.
I don't like Sherlock that much.
Anyway, I should probably say, that we're probably going to focus on basic music, TV, and film. So where better to start than undeniably the greatest TV show ever created. No one's ever going to disagree with that ever.
No, it is
Doctor
the best.
Who.
I think it goes this then The Simpsons. I think that's the top 2.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
And because we're unorganised and just generally shit, we didn't get to the 15th anniversary of the reboot of the series for like 2.5 weeks. So that's a bit rubbish. But we're going to watch The Unquiet Dead today. Do you want to recap the last 2 episodes? They're kind of important, but I don't really know what to say.
Okay, so
I think the only thing that's relevant
is
the I don't know. I'm going to say the campiness that it brought back from the original Doctor Who series, and blending it with sort of more serious themes.
What you mean
of like drama in the 2000s?
In the last 2 episodes? Because
the last 2 episodes have been remaining sort of suitably camp, and they aren't leading into much horror really. And when they are, it's very silly horror, which I think is where this episode comes in.
Well, I think this is the one that made a lot of people see. No, it's made them see a lot of like the kind of gothic Tom Baker or like kind of historical Peter Davison side to things again.
Yeah.
Whereas,
so this episode made me nervous as a kid.
I didn't see this until Series 4 came out because my parents said this was too scary for me to watch. So this is the only Eccleston episode I didn't see when the series came out.
Did they make you skip anything from Series 2?
No. They only made me skip this, and then obviously I watched The Empty Child. So
yeah, like that's way scarier.
Yeah, this is the only thing I didn't see.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean this is creepy.
Oh, wow.
It is scary.
Okay.
I don't know if someone in my family had previously died or something. I don't know. I used to have a lot of nightmares, but
So a couple of little bit of homework to do before we start. So this is written by Mark Gatiss, as we've already mentioned, and this is one of the first of his 9 official episodes of Doctor Who.
Was it 9 or
right?
10?
I've got him on Wikipedia and it says 9.
Okay,
so
I believe that.
I'm going to assume it's possibly his best episode. I guess we'll find out.
I don't think it is.
Okay,
I
think
you putting
it behind Sleep No More?
No, it's better than Sleep No More.
Or Night Terrors?
No, it's behind...
Oh, you're going to say The Crimson Horror?
Yeah, The Crimson Horror is better than this.
All right,
because it's absolutely mental. What?
Okay.
Well, do you actually think this is better than The Idiot's Lantern?
Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, they did do that. Sorry, I didn't read it properly.
That's all right.
Oh,
and then he doesn't do anything until Series 5.
No, he does star in the Lazarus Experiment,
and
but he doesn't.
Do you want to remind everyone who doesn't know who he is, who he plays in Sherlock?
Oh, he's also in Sherlock, who plays... I was going to get to it. There's an interesting connection. He plays Mycroft Holmes, which is an excellent performance. I'd recommend it to anyone who has... I mean, everyone's seen it, so I don't know why I even need to say that. But what's interesting is the director of this episode, a guy called Euros Lyn, who I've never heard of.
Oh, Euros Lyn, he directs loads of this. He also directed episode 2 of Black Mirror.
Okay, and he also did an episode of Torchwood. He did Children of Earth.
Oh, and Children of Earth is the best thing of Torchwood. I think I would recommend you watch Torchwood if you haven't seen it.
I will.
But series 3 of Torchwood especially is a 10 out of 10. It's perfect.
Yeah, so he's done a scattering of Doctor Who episodes. Interestingly, the only ones he's done from this series are the Unquiet Dead and the End of the World, the second episode.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird to me. I won't go through the whole list of ones he's done because that's pointless. But he also directed the second ever episode of Sherlock, The Blind Banker.
Oh, okay.
Which also has Mark Gatiss in it. So I reckon he got picked up by Gatiss and Moffat for working on Doctor Who.
I feel like people who work on Doctor Who with other people, it just becomes a big pool of people.
It always sounds like a family.
Yeah, exactly. That this family show.
Such a nice show.
For family people.
Right. I think we've done enough waffling shite.
Do you think? Should we quickly let the audience know what we would rate Eccleston's first 2 episodes?
Oh, okay. Okay, so Rose, we both agree is a 9.
Yeah.
I think we for now we won't go through what the rating system means. I think later we'll do that.
Yeah, or we might post it
next episode. We will go in full detail. Full stupid detail.
We could probably just do an episode where we just rate loads of random things against the system
and
to
explain
show how it works for us. And
that is going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, I can't wait.
I think we should, but we should do it. Also, Mark Gatiss wrote The League of Gentlemen, by the way, and he's also in the film The Favourite with Olivia Colman. But that's enough about Gatiss. I don't even care about him that much.
No one cares. No one cares about that. No one cares.
Yeah,
it's meant to be about Doctor Who.
Yeah, let's not talk about. This isn't a Gatiss.
We've kind of got off track.
I don't know why we've talked about him so much.
Yeah,
I've never actually talked about him this much. Oh, he's also in Twice Upon a Time.
Human being.
Sorry, I'm just looking at this.
He's such a bizarre human being that we have to talk about him.
Oh, I didn't know he was in The Wedding of River Song.
Is he?
As a character known as Gandalf.
We're getting off.
Is he the one he plays chess with?
What?
I think he might be the character who the Doctor plays chess with. The electric chess.
No.
But I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
He must have shoved a lot of grapes in his cheeks to do that. That's ridiculous. You'll save me the job of killing you myself.
Yeah, he's so good. Oh, no, that is classic. That's classic ridiculous too.
Mental.
Yeah.
What do we give The End of the World? I can't remember.
I think it was high 8 or low 9 because we did say none of the dialogue isn't either hilarious or really cool.
It's all just unbelievably camp. That's it.
But it's still really serious. And the CG still looked decent. And the last 10 minutes are an absolute 10.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be loads of spoilers in this. Okay, so that's a spoiler alert. But when the Doctor,
this was 15 years ago. They can suffer a few spoilers.
Yeah. Or just watch it now.
If you haven't watched these already, watch them now and don't listen to us.
Yeah, it's probably our favourite series.
You'd rather
of
listen to us. Yeah.
So
if you'd rather listen to us watching them, then that's kind of weird. But whatever. Yeah. Sure.
If you want to dress up as Superman in your closet and do that, okay. If you want to send us any pictures you could be the first one to do it.
No.
Okay.
We don't have an email. We don't even have anything. We don't have anything. We don't even have a channel.
We don't even have a house.
What have you got?
Socks?
An upturned KFC bucket.
Yeah. The new bargain bucket.
Right. I think we should. If they put that on Bargain Hunt, that'd be brilliant. Yeah. Anyway, I think we should probably start watching.
Yeah, and I think you'll probably pick up a lot of what we think about the other 2 episodes as we talk about this. So
probably.
Okay.
Or pick up nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Lovely.
Sneed and Company offer their sincerest condolences, sir, in this most trying hour.
Look at that dirty old man.
He does seem a bit seedy.
She was so full of
a bit sneedy.
See, that is horrible.
No, this is really scary.
Oh, Jesus.
I've got the action figure of her. John Barrowman gave it to me. Best moment of my life. I love the way he tries to put that on. It's just...
I was saying it's like an advert for really well-made coffins that don't break when your undead mother breaks out.
Has this happened to you?
Weird shot at the top of the TARDIS.
Yeah, in fact, I don't think you ever see that.
No,
ever
you don't.
Again.
Unless you buy the toy. Euroslin. Oh, so Euroslin, that's the thing I didn't mention. He tends to do a lot of the... Sorry, not... He tends to do all the ones that are set in the past.
Apart from the end of the world. Oh, it's Gwen from Torchwood, living on the Rift. Coincidence? I think not. It's a cool move to go to Cardiff where it's actually being filmed.
Everyone's scared of Wales generally.
Yeah.
I know it's not
Bloody sheep shaggers.
You can't say that.
That's okay.
He's being ironic.
Look at those mutton chops. Get it? Mutton chops. Sorry. Wow, that's bad even for me.
It's a good thing that guy wasn't
Good bit of
born now,
Radiohead
because
lyrics.
he'd have some persistent coughing.
Shit. How did they get there?
Yeah, how did they get on the...
That sounds awfully purposeful.
No wonder you never stay still.
Not a bad life.
Better with two.
It's turning into a Piers Brosnan scene.
Or just as awkward.
Little innuendos.
Go out there, dress like...
It's not right, sir.
Find the old lady, or you're
She's a pyrophile.
Now,
Oh.
inside.
What was that?
This is my Pyroval impression.
Alright.
She's lost, sir.
People really
Hello
underrate
from
doctors.
London, the
I mean
great
actors.
Fucking hell, man.
Sorry. Oh look, it's Simon
Oh,
Cowell.
it's the famous Charles Dickens.
He's one of the most worldly renowned experts on Charles Dickens. Simon Callow, who is playing Charles Dickens in this.
Sorry.
Is really?
Yeah, he's one of the. I think he might be considered the most famous, but don't quote me on that.
Brooding.
Doesn't seem that old.
over, sir.
I'm pretty sure he died with his pants down. Do you know this? There's a rumor, I think. He died
That's the way
having
to
an
go.
affair with someone
That's the
else.
way to go.
I'm like a ghost.
Like a ghost.
Oh,
Covering out.
that's yes.
Some brilliant writing there, Gatus.
Also, it's cool that the first time they've gone back in time
No, I can't.
to see
Even my imagination
someone, a famous person, which they do from like every series now
They
until
do, yeah, yeah.
for a
Shakespeare.
while. For a while, it's
Yeah.
Shakespeare, and then
Everything
Christie, Agatha Christie, and then it's
Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria as well. Yeah, and Vincent
Yeah.
Van Gogh
God.
and Churchill in the same series.
Yeah, I was gonna Churchill's the equivalent.
I mean, this is a trait that is not done anywhere near as much in classic Who at all.
Yeah.
Actually,
so
the very
many
first Doctor
scenes.
thing. You don't see
in
him
this
down there
episode.
that much either.
No.
Blimey.
Don't laugh.
Oh.
This is brilliant.
Beautiful. Considering
Considering what?
You're a chav.
that you're human.
I'm a chav.
That's a good one. Aren't you going to change?
I've changed my jumper.
Oh, classic. Shows his jumper.
You stay there. You've done this before.
What colour is it this time? Is it blue?
Here we go.
Oh, I think his is black, which is to symbolise death and mourning. You laugh, but
So what I was saying about Christmas Carol is it's the first story to have time travel in it.
oh,
Yeah, and it's time travel.
that's brilliant.
Yeah, which is why it's really clever as well when Moffat does the Christmas special with the Christmas Carol. Isn't he clever, Moffat? Isn't he clever? What a big brain. Oh yeah, Mark Gatiss also used to write for Big Finish, by the way.
She's in there, sir.
I love this.
Oh my lord.
This is so classic. I always
And
think
I
about
imagine
this.
they might look rather like that,
Like that.
which is a line from the last episode.
Really?
Yeah, the
Yes,
guy
it
talking
is.
About the spiders.
I wonder if they say it every
So,
episode.
it's exactly the same reveal. She's got coronavirus.
That's more like it.
What in Phantasmagoria is this?
Who's gonna say it?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Trust you're satisfied, sir.
I love this reaction. He's like, wait, is that Charles Dickens?
What's wrong with this jumper?
It represents death.
It's black.
And mourning.
Yeah, exactly. It does.
Gas. It's made of gas.
Insert fart joke here.
It is a superb one-time villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Would you bring them back?
I don't think so.
I don't think you really could.
I can't really remember.
It's the
what
context of the whole rift and time warping, isn't it?
Projection
Yeah.
glass. I suppose who put you up to it? Yeah, mate, not there.
So rude calling people mate.
Follow that hearse. Christmas Carol? No, the one with the trains. The
Terrifying.
Signalman.
Signalman's amazing.
Oh,
Do you
excellent.
remember I read that to you, Rob, once?
Yeah. I saw the film.
No, I think he can stay. Honestly, Charles.
What would you rate the Signalman out of 10?
I'm such a big fan.
Give it an 8.
What? Big what? Fan. Number one fan, that's me. How exactly are you a fan? In what way do you resemble a means of keeping oneself cool? Oh, it means fanatic, devoted to, mind you.
Still the best joke in Doctor Who. It's just it's just the best.
In what way
Perfect line
do I
delivery as
represent
well.
a means of keeping myself cool?
Yeah.
That's one of our most referenced things ever.
Yeah. It's behind you.
There's so much gas in this series. Gas mask zombies, farting aliens.
Office hours, the dead don't die on schedule.
He's an absolute dick in this.
Dickens.
Yeah. He's an absolute dick.
What? Yeah, what in Shakespeare's going on? Yeah, that's good. This is what the Dickens. Hey, look, it's more students messing about. Oh, did you know that in Rose, the episode Rose, when she says, "Ah, the Ortons," it must be students, is apparently a direct reference to Terror of the Ortons, where they think it's students. Yeah, I didn't know this.
It's like Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, yeah, that was it.
Where are the records? Where are the records?
Batman 1989.
Throw it.
Stone Roses, no.
I think this is my dance.
Oh, he's going to dance with her later on.
Must be.
It's a weird sort of call forward.
No, not. The dead are walking.
Then you kidnapped me and don't think I didn't feel your hands up in a quick wonder, you dirty old man.
I love that.
Like this.
Then you sent me in a room full of
Dirty old man.
Jesus.
Run off and leave me to die.
Fuck, and then the stiffs.
He knows all about that, being a dirty old man.
The dear dipped
This guy he gets all the stiffs, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
They walk. And
As
it's
the
the
stiffs
quickest
of the
they
stiffs.
hang on to scraps, just as she planned.
This isn't as good as the last two episodes, but it's still excellent.
I saw nothing
Watch this.
but an illusion. If you're going to deny it, don't waste my time. Just shut up. It's getting wider and something.
Die, Dickens! Why don't you just die?
Point in time and space.
Is this the first mention of the rift in
Ever, yeah.
Doctor Who?
Yeah.
So the entire idea is completely serious one, and you don't mention it until this episode.
No, never. This is the first episode to set up all of that. Set up Doomsday, to set up Torchwood as a thing.
Shadow.
So they're gonna have to do a lot of exposition dumps to get us understood on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mind you, truth be told, it's been good for business.
The Doctor loves walking around dead people after he killed his own race. That probably is overlit, you know. I don't think that lamp would light all that room.
It may be to do with the cameras they have. They don't ever give enough exposure. They can't pick up the darker stuff. So they need to overly light it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Because 2005, it's so grainy when you watch it now.
What do you think?
The bit in this that really scares me, even now, I hate it, is when she says about the metal planes in the sky.
I didn't go on a run down the heath
It's,
all on my own.
oh, it makes me want, oh, I hate it.
I used to go around the shops with my mate Shireen.
Oh, Shireen.
We used to go and look at boys.
Well, I don't know much about numbers.
I've never met a boy in my life.
Changed that much.
And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
You've done the same.
But you talk like some sort of wild thing.
You make my heart sing.
Maybe I am. Maybe that's a good thing. You need a bit more in your life than Mr. Sneed.
Oh no, that's not fair.
He's a very tender
Not
lover.
so bad, old Sneed.
Secret Diary of a Housemaid.
What if I do with him again one day? Sitting with him in
Oh
paradise.
God, no! Don't do that. That's just gonna ruin
So
this.
blessed.
How do you know all this?
Oh, I hate this. I don't
Mr.
like this.
Sneed says I think too much. I'm all alone down there.
And you talk too much. Next scene.
The big bad wolf.
I've got goosebumps in my face.
Oh, 'cause she knows
I can't help
who
it,
she
ever since
is,
I was a little
'cause she
girl.
is.
My mum said I had the sight. She
bad
told
wolf.
me to hide it.
But it's getting stronger.
Out of context, that is a very weird thing to say.
All the time, sir.
Yeah, it'd be terrifying. If someone said that to you, you don't know what you'd do, would you?
Voices in my head.
What?
You're up on top of the rift. You're part of it.
I'm a big bad wolf.
I've tried to make sense of it, sir.
Is that a good
Okie
thing?
dokie.
Okay.
I'm off.
Yeah.
Spiritualists.
I'm going off to eat some pigs. I'll
See you later, Gwyneth.
Yeah.
You can show us what to do.
Oh, you know she's called
Have a
Gwyneth
nice
in this.
life, you creepy shrink.
You know she's called
We're gonna
Gwyneth
have a
in this.
Yeah.
She's called Gwen in Torchwood.
This is how Madame Maud we must all join hands.
I can't take
This is the point where I'm completely locked into
Come on,
this.
Open mind.
I
This is
actually
the
love
second
this now.
Sandbag.
I love a happy medium.
Happy medium. It took me years to get that
Come
joke.
on, we might need you.
Speak to us.
Oh, they'd never do this in Doctor Who now. They'd never actually try and
Are you
scare
there?
me and make it feel inappropriate for children.
Doing a seance.
They're doing a seance!
Speak to us.
I
that
know.
we may relieve
Well,
our
interestingly, making basically the rational person, Charles, made out to be the idiot.
Nothing.
Yes.
The
Which
person
makes
who's
it
being
even
rational,
scarier.
like-
And he's the other one in that room that the audience who hasn't seen Doctor Who would respect.
Yeah, I mean, I still do.
Oh, that's cool how they've made a little star out of the top-down image. That's cool.
Yeah,
Ouija board's a star? I don't know.
there isn't a Ouija board, but
What's it
In
say?
Mario's mansion, they've got loads of Ouija boards.
It's not controlling you. You're
Are you going to cut that out?
Now look deep. Allow them
What?
through.
Nothing.
Yes, you can. Just believe.
Yes.
Oh, I hate this.
Jesus.
No, they're fantastic. Such a fantastic monster.
Pity the girl.
Incoming
There's
exposition.
so little time. Help us.
No, but it's done
What
in
do you want
an
us to do?
interesting way.
Rift. The time war.
That is the
Rage.
first actual
Invisible
saying of the word
forces
time war
devastating to higher forms.
Yeah.
in
Our
New Who.
bodies wasted away. Feel
End of the World is
sad.
also the first use of the word chips.
We need
in New
a
Who.
physical form, and your dead are abandoned.
Is it used that often? It's used in Howling of the Ways.
They love chips. Oh, oh, my legs. Oh, the symmetry in these shots.
Oh.
Oh, Charles is framed non-symmetrically in order to show the change in his feelings.
Charles looks like he shat himself. He's shaking.
He really looks like.
They're not having her.
But you can help.
See, she's being the moral conscious
Living
right
on
now,
the road, you
Yeah.
become part of
and
it.
he's
You
just
can
being
open
logical
But
about
he's
it.
starting to become a little bit more sort of less resilient to it because, you know, he usually doesn't give a shit about humans generally, basically.
Yeah.
And he's now having to actually humour them.
Which is basically like the Pertwee thing.
Mm.
Just hates
Can't let 'em run
have the
around
fact
inside
he's surrounded with
people.
humans so
Why not?
much.
It's like
Yeah.
recycling.
But here and now,
Yes,
I know
So-
my own mind,
I have plenty of
and the ancient
proof
truth.
that you're an absolute idiot. You called me this bad wolf thing. What?
You don't have to do anything.
Look at you, you're a cleaner lady in a fucking morgue.
Sent by my
Well
mother,
done,
who-
Miss Clever.
Joe.
sent by me.
Some of our listeners are cleaning ladies
We
in
need to find a
morgues.
rift.
Oh, Robert, your name's
This house is on a weak spot.
Robert.
Must be a spot
Some of
for
our
me.
cleaning ladies are
Sneed,
cleaners in morgues.
the place where most of the ghosts have been seen.
Well, I'm cutting that out.
You've got to put the Robert bit in.
I can't because it's got me laughing at it.
No, that's good. I think that was good, genuinely. You got a good take there.
Oh man.
Okay, where's the weak
This is
spot?
such a T Davies era twist. Oh, she's dead now. This is such a T Davies era
We have to
twist
do this.
that
My angels.
the like angelic kind of heavenly Christian thing is actually tricking you and is actually a demon and horrible. He always does that. It's like there's
Oh,
a
that old
moment.
chestnut. That old
There's-
chestnut.
There's a moment in Torchwood where Jack talks about what it's like to die, or they bring someone back who's dead, and they talk about being in hell, and they say, yeah, there's no heaven at all, basically. Oh, look at these PS2 graphics. Devil May Cry.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
You said that you were few in number.
I think it's gone a little bit wrong.
I have joined the Legion.
No shit. Jesus.
Was that Dickens screaming?
Oh yeah, I assume so.
I pitied you.
Oh look, the knocker is changing. Like
Yeah, like Christmas Carol.
like Bob Marley.
Bob
Bob
Marley.
Marley. Bob Cratchit. No,
It's
not
Jacob
Bob
Marley.
Marley.
No,
That's
I
a
was
very
just-
different kind of
Jacob.
knocker.
Marley and Marley.
Haven't even been born.
Did you know I've never ever seen Muppets Christmas Carol?
It's an excellent film.
I've heard.
Party now. I'm gonna die in a dungeon.
In Cardiff.
Cardiff.
It's not just dying.
I know, I'm pretty angry right now.
It's gonna become one of them.
Yeah.
I used to have that as my screensaver.
That?
Yeah,
Fucking why?
I don't know. Did you know my obsession with ratings started because on the Doctor Who website they had something where you could see all the episodes and someone had given them a fear factor out of 10 or out of 5 or something. Yeah, and that's where me rating Doctor Who started. So I used to rate Doctor Who only based on how scary it was.
So this is like a 4 out of 5 fear factor, probably.
Yeah, it was pretty high. It was pretty high.
But I can hold him.
Yes!
Hold him in his place. Hold him here.
Even when dead, she's got this.
Get out.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this. This is such a dark, sad episode.
Yeah.
Matchbox hole in my clothes.
Matchbox hole in my morgue.
If you don't want my peaches, honey, please don't blow up my Undertakers.
Oh, you had to do a running away from explosions.
Yeah, is that the first one in New Who?
Oh, look at that fire.
The poor child.
That's proper screensaver fire there.
How could she have done that?
Companion, Doctor,
There are
explain.
more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy. After all I've
Find my biggest fan
there can be nothing more
and get a bit cool.
This morning I've all these huge and wonderful notions, Doctor. I'm inspired.
He's totally getting put in a mental asylum after this.
That's wise.
I shall be subtle at first. The mystery of Edwin Drood still lacks an ending.
It still does because you died,
Perhaps
mate.
the killer. But after all these revelations, there's one mystery you still haven't explained. Answer me.
Why is your jumper black?
Who are you?
What does it represent?
Oh.
My books. Doctor, do they last?
Oh, yes.
For how long?
Forever.
Or until someone loses it or burns it? I mean,
Right.
how long do books last?
Shed.
I don't know.
Come on, Rose.
In the box.
I don't know, I feel literally insane.
Down, boys. See ya.
Behind the box is someone ready to mug him.
It's Jack running at it, waiting for the Doctor to come back.
No!
That
Look,
set
he
there
literally
is
looks
where
like
is
he's
where the
losing his
Doctor
mind.
parks. That set there is where the Doctor parks in the next Doctor, in that archway.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
God bless us.
Oh, God.
Everyone.
Wow, that's... Wow, how did they manage to jam that line down the throat?
Yeah, well done. Oh, look, it's the British recreation of 9/11 for an episode about the Iraq War.
Oh,
See
okay.
that next
Let's-
time, boys.
Let's not get too far on that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That episode still confuses me.
What is it?
Which one?
No, The Unquiet Dead.
I think it's great. I think it's excellent. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's like a low 8.
I would give it... Really? I'd give it a 7.
No! If you weren't talking at the same time as watching it, because we have to because we're doing this show, if you weren't... No, I'm serious!
No,
Oh!
no, right.
Ah!
Hey, listen.
No, seriously though, if you weren't talking at the same time as watching it, you would have been absolutely mind blown. It's superb. It's so creepy. It's
Not a lie,
brilliant. No. It's too scary to give it a 7. It's excellent. It's not, the best thing I've seen in my life, but it's good. It's excellent. Fine, I understand
It's
the
really
high
tricky.
7. Ah,
No. Look, I'm not saying it's certain. It's really tricky because the thing is, okay, it's not as good as The End of the World, and obviously The End of the World is.
The End of the World's a
well,
high 8 or a low 9.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, you're probably actually right.
I do
Because
think
it does
yeah.
all those horror tropes really well.
really well. There's so many
It
goosebump
continues the
moments.
arc. Yeah, it continues the arc of Eccleston, but sort of still being an absolute arsehole to all human beings.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
Rose
he's-
being there to stop him from allowing as much murder as possible.
It's the first episode as well to do like, let's just do a Doctor Who story then.
Yeah,
Which is why I
there
think
was a lot more in this episode that was hinting at the Time War. Weirdly, even compared to the last episode.
yeah,
because his whole deal
the
is
whole
that-
whole deal in this is that the Gelf have been displaced because of the Time War.
Well, yeah, but not just that. But the point is his attitude is basically he, in all instances, is happy to give up other people's lives or potential lives in order to serve what he's thinking is a greater good.
Yeah,
Because
because
he's
that's
still
what he's
trying
done.
to justify what he's done essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is obviously something you don't notice on first time, but it's sort of in the subtext, I suppose.
Oh,
I think
100%.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
But then finally, is obviously I mean, I don't know why I'm saying spoilers, but for the end of the series, he has to learn finally that isn't how he should do it. And him being the coward and not pulling the trigger is what you should do. So I think it's interesting that still shows up in episodes like this. How he's willing to sacrifice
I
the
think
woman.
you're going to find there's not an episode in the series that drops the ball on character arc.
No, but I'd be interested to see if that particular element of his sort of psyche continues, because he has, in every episode he comes across human beings that he just doesn't.
I tell you what, he does it again in World War III, where he bombs Downing Street via Mickey.
I mean, he does evacuate the building, but he's very careless, sure.
Well, he's happy to make that step,
Yeah, exactly.
I
I
could save the world, but lose you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to that when we do that episode.
Yeah, are we going to do that as a 2-part? Probably not. No, we're doing it every week, aren't we?
Yeah, so we'll have to. We'll probably review both separately.
I think so. I think there's enough.
Because they are quite different.
Yeah.
There's plenty to talk. There's a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah. Fellow buffoons, we will be doing a watch of every series 1 Doctor Who thing from now on every week. So
indeed,
we're recording this on the
each
time
less insightful than the last.
Yeah, well, you just don't know, do you?
Well,
I do predict this will be one of our least insightful, because, like I say, it's the most. No, but
we know nothing.
Well, yeah, and it's just doing not boilerplate Doctor Who, but it's the first Doctor Who episode of the new series that is just like, I'm going to do a Doctor Who episode. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's so hard also for us to separate sort of fact from just reminiscing, because this was the first ever Doctor Who I ever saw. And I've probably watched this whole series like maybe 10 times or something.
Oh, I'd call it more than that myself.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
No, it could be loads more than that.
Yeah, but the point is, yeah, I find it difficult. It's impossible to see these with new eyes, even though it's 15 years later.
Yeah.
Except for obviously noticing stuff about the character arcs, which is interesting.
Yeah.
What I haven't noticed as much is much personal relationship between Rose and the Doctor. They're still bickering a lot.
In this one, they do bicker a lot in the first 3, don't they?
Yeah.
But that's because she's so disgusted by him, really. Isn't it? But so why does he keep her around, But I guess there's a lot less flirting in this. There's quite a lot of flirting in The End of the World.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So this episode mostly drops the camp.
Yeah, I don't really think there's any camp in this, really.
No, it kind of it kind of looks a little bit funny now.
Yeah,
some bits, especially some of the CG, but that's all just because I was looking back at it respectively.
Oh, by the way, do you want to know something not interesting? So when he says, "What in Phantasmagoria is this?" I think I read somewhere that I don't know. I'm going to Google it if Phantasmagoria is a real word. Give me a sec. Because the first Big Finish episode... Okay, it is a real word. But the first Big Finish episode that Mark Gatiss wrote was called Phantasmagoria. And apparently it is an intended reference. It's not a very good Big Finish episode. It's the worst one I've ever heard. It's like a 4.
No.
It's fine.
No, it's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, I've changed my mind. I will happily give it an 8 because it is
solid.
Excellent.
It's absolutely solid.
It is technically classic Doctor Who.
Yeah, it is classic.
Also, the use of Charles Dickens as a trope is something that obviously turns up in most series and is done really well.
It's done well every time they do it, even when the episodes aren't as good. It's always worth it.
Yeah. And using Charles Dickens' main sort of feature as logic about creating worlds and sort of rules, essentially, makes them understand how to solve the problem.
Yeah, well, we get the one. It's also an educational Doctor Who thing.
Were you doing inverted commas this then?
Yes, and it's also like the fact that you've got you're seeing it through the eyes of that famous person, right? Every series that you meet that famous person, you see it through the view of how they would have perceived things, and there's famous writers,
exactly,
famous thinkers. Because Queen Victoria's a famous thinker, yeah. And you're learning about the way they see things. It's interesting. Like,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
something that is tangible because it's recorded and it's real.
Yeah. It's a very sort of, I think it's a very inherently Russell T Davies thing to do.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of
yeah.
how much Moffat actually does it. So from
He
series
does obviously have
7
Churchill
onwards, he has Churchill
Yeah.
and Van Gogh, and then after that, does he
do anything?
He does Cleopatra.
Actually, you know what? I've noticed because he does Nixon, doesn't he?
He does Nixon. So he does a lot in Matt Smith.
But after that,
And Cleopatra.
he cut. Yeah, but I mean, after the start of Series 6, he brings back Churchill, doesn't he?
Yeah, and of course, Charles Dickens makes an appearance on TV.
Oh yeah, he does. That is ridiculous.
So
he doesn't seem to have aged in that.
No, it's probably all the makeup though.
Maybe. That's mad.
Yeah. I think there's a time when you're in your 50s though, and you just don't age apart from your belly.
Ouch, that's harsh. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So, does Capaldi meet anyone?
Oh well, technically, do you count Robin Hood?
Oh,
because he's not
sort
necessarily. He's sort of fictional, but he sort of isn't.
He does count though in terms of what we're talking about.
But the point is, like you say, after the beginning of Series 6, it doesn't really happen. I think the two characters in Hyde, from what I remember, are meant to be famous
ghost hunters,
ghost people. Yeah, ghost hunters. But no, don't worry. I was thinking about Agatha Christie, but that's Series 4.
Yeah, if anyone can think of any of them, please feel free to leave something in the comments section. You'll be the first people to do it, which means that when we set up our Patreon, you'll also receive a free link to give us money.
Please don't give us money. We don't deserve it.
Just give me money. I'll put my bank account details on there.
Give Andy money. He deserves it.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know, though, to be fair, what anyone, including both of us, see which famous historical characters are used the best and which are used the worst. Because I think most people would agree that Vincent is done the best.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
the
again, that episode is through his eyes, it being about depression and stuff, and the use of the monster.
Literally.
Yeah.
Technically, someone like Queen Victoria, it's not really expanded on that much.
Oh, but she's really cool.
She's sort of just there.
No, she's done really well.
She's only there to sell up Torchwood.
No, but she's not only there for that. I mean,
no, she is, because if she wasn't there, think about it. Like,
because
the wolf wants to eat her, doesn't the wolf?
Yeah, he wants to eat her. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh,
to get the Empire of the Wolf. Which.
Oh, fair enough. Actually,
but that guy in the cage is really scary.
He is.
Yeah. I also think he looks a bit like my old lodger. Not my old lodger. My most recent old lodger.
Well, what if they're listening?
James Corden.
That's terrible. James Corden. Yeah. No, I mean, he's not the lodger. He's the landlord. Matt Smith is the lodger.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look at all like Matt Smith. Anyway, there must be other ones that have done really rough. I mean, Cleopatra isn't in it.
Yes, she is.
No, she isn't.
Yes, she is. She's in Dinosaurs on a Spaceship.
That's not Cleopatra.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. That's Queen Tessa Messer.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I look awful now. That looks really rude.
I can't. You know, well, I didn't say Nefertiti. I think is her name.
Yeah, because Cleopatra.
And she is not. And she is not used well.
No, I don't care. It's really weird.
She's literally used as bait.
What do you think of the use of Rob? What do you think of the use of Rosa?
Oh, good point.
Yeah,
that is actually done really. Because I mean, again, it sort of feels a bit like what Russell T Davies does, which is sort of feels like they're shoving them down your throat, essentially.
Look,
it's Rosa. It's the famous Rosa. She's done loads of good things.
Yeah, obviously, a worst case. I think the worst case of this is in Spyfall Part 2, or whatever it's called, where where we get a speech about all the things that those characters have done. You know who this sleeping woman is? She's done all these great things.
Yeah, don't even talk about it. No, Rose has done well, partly because
it's probably
reasons. One, it's a really good performance.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, almost certainly. But also, the episode is actually sort of relevant to her struggle, and it's executed mostly tastefully, I would say.
And the use of time mechanics, and that's pretty cool. It's very Back to the Future.
The only
to make
real
that
issue
thing happen.
The only real issue is that they didn't really find a very good connection for the villain to Rosa. It's just, here's a spaceman who's a racist. So, that's creative, isn't it? You know.
That's a good point.
At least for Charles Dickens, they have ghosts for Charles Dickens. They have a murder mystery for Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
You know. Whereas for Rosa,
Agatha
they
Christie
could've...
was famously terrified of large insects.
Yeah. Oh, man. I always thought that was real. I thought that was a thing. Anyone hates wasps. Wasps are awful.
Yeah, it was moth on the Orient Express, right?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Obviously Shakespeare's
go.
witches, so Macbeth.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything that isn't this episode. So why don't we wrap up by finishing? Well, how do you want to finish this?
You
off?
never wrap up. You never clean up.
No. There must be. Oh no, here we go. Right. So I'm going to rattle off some quick fire things. Who's the best performance in it apart from Eccleston?
Oh, can we say
Would you
apart
give
from
it-
Eccleston and Rose?
All right, fine.
Because
Basically,
then
is
it's obviously
it
Simon...
Gwyneth?
Oh no, it is Gwyneth.
Or Dickens?
I think Simon Callow's great, and it's awesome casting. But I do think Gwyneth's the best in this. She sells
I agree.
the harshest moments of the script. The bit where
she's got to do so much staring into the middle distance and talking, basically, about sort of essentially nonsense.
This comes down to the classic Oscar-winning question of people who win the Oscars. It's always people who play famous people.
Yeah, and people who've been given the most astonishing lines or the most profound things to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily people who have worked with what they've gotten.
Yeah, exactly. So I go Gwen, but I mean, if you said Charles Dickens, Simon Callow, it's obviously come on, like he couldn't be done better. I don't think. It could.
Yeah,
I haven't
true.
seen much stuff about Charles Dickens, but I'd be interested to know if this is the best performance of an actor as Charles Dickens.
It is one of those things where I haven't seen many pictures of Charles Dickens, so when I think Charles Dickens, I usually think of that guy.
Yeah, same.
And the absolute same goes for Agatha Christie, to some extent Churchill,
same.
although loads of people
Not
Churchill.
Shakespeare. I don't think of.
Oh no, I do.
Earring Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespeare. Yeah, to be fair, because Shakespeare in like portraits looks nothing like the guy in series.
No, he's like balding. He does
like
look
a
more
bald
like
guy
David
with
Mitchell in
He
Upstart
does,
Crow.
yeah.
Yeah, it's much better casting.
That is a much better. Yeah, it is a much better casting.
Yeah. Churchill, I think of. I just think of the pictures of Churchill. But I guess Churchill's more modern and probably the most iconic character that they've done in Doctor Who. Same for Queen Victoria, but these are people who you see pictures of at school all the time.
Yeah.
So we've been indoctrinated to see those faces.
Okay. Favorite scene? Actually, you're going to say the seance because it is shot really interestingly.
It is shot really well.
And it's also, like you say, it's not something that would be done in Doctor Who that much now, or at all.
I would say...
Because that's not really something you should be showing to kids, essentially.
No, you shouldn't.
Because it's really not showing the right messages to people. It's, ignore logic, listen to crazy people talking about ghosts, and have as many seances as you like.
Yeah, and
great.
and lend your bodies to demons. Why not?
Yeah.
If
you have a donor card, why don't you?
Yeah, if you've got a donor card, it's actually something you can do. There's a number on the back, and you can hook up with other people for seances. There's an app, actually, that we've personally been designing. We'll put something about it in the description below.
Will we? Oh, you'll have to remember to do that. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, final question. What about the next episode are you looking forward to most?
Oh.
I know what my answer is, and I think your answer should be the same.
Oh. Well, the best bit of next episode is it was scared.
Oh no, I'd forgotten about that.
That's the bit of this.
It was scared.
The bit of this I was looking forward to most was the. In what way am I a fan? Are you a fan?
Oh, yeah.
Because that
was. Do you provide cooling?
Yeah, that's my that's really my
oneself.
favourite scene, but it's not the best scene. The best scene is the séance, but also all the bits of Gwyneth, the bit in the parlour where she's talking to Rose, and the bit underneath the archway. Are you agreeing though that the séance? I'm just going for séance because you said it. I can't be bothered not to go for it. I mean, they're all pretty good.
Interesting thing about the next episode about the pig is that is, I believe, the first ever bit of series 1 they shot.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So just like how it's weird, just like how Matt Smith, his first thing was in The Time of Angels.
Yeah. Oh yeah, episode 4.
It's interesting that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Maybe they just tend to throw you into the first main big story.
Yeah.
Sort of get them immersed in it. No, the best thing about the next episode is Harriet Jones and People Fly Down North.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
Oh, I know who she is.
Yeah. It's great though, because next episode no one knows who she is.
Yeah, and then from now on,
it's so lovely. She goes from being a no one.
It's such an origin story. It's
so unassuming.
It's so like you know when Marvel had to do all those like origin stories in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And they had a boilerplate way of doing it. Well, not Harriet Jones. Harriet Jones was done differently. She
started from the ground up.
Yeah.
She earned her fame.
And the thing is, all she could think about was her mother, all on her own.
Oh,
which will be very relevant to a lot of people at the moment.
It will, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, that's brilliant. They're going to have to be put in self-isolation in the next episode. Or not next episode, 2 episodes.
Oh, the one after it. What were there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we get out?
I hope you're wearing your name tags. This way we'll be able to identify the bodies. I do think
that has got some seriously mental acting in there.
He's great.
It's so over
the top. Naked.
Yeah.
I do think it isn't until the long game that you don't have a new Who monster that's classic. Because the Slitheen and the Gelf and Cassandra are all really great villains.
Maybe no. Oh, well, I know. I completely agree. I think the Jagravess, Max, is great.
The idea is great.
It's one of the
Simon Pegg's better. Simon Pegg's the best thing about the villain in that episode, but it's Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
I think
the whole play on,
Oh yeah, the whole idea. We'll get to the whole media thing and how these days that episode is looked upon better than it was at the time.
I reckon it was scorned at the time because people thought, well, what's he on about? And nowadays it's probably a lot more relevant than people realised.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing about science fiction being looking to the future, and the good science fiction will live up to the future. Sometimes it depends.
Yeah. True.
Okay. What do you think of the villain in this episode?
I think they're conceptually great, but the thing is, especially on first watching, I remember the villain. They made no sense because of this. The gobbledygook about the rift is completely sort of It comes out of nowhere, and the funny thing is, they never actually explain what the rift is.
They didn't. I expected them to.
He gives the sort of metaphor of it being Bracknell, or like a roadblock between Bracknell and Bracknell?
Bracken.
Is that what they said? Bracken. Where's Bracknell?
I don't know.
Who cares? Sorry to anyone in Bracknell. Yeah, but it was. Yeah, they're really cool. Leaving the weird CGI aside, they're mostly great because of Gwyneth.
Yeah, I don't think the CGI is bad. By the way, I think like the kind of gas coming off of them looks really good. I did have a
they did a good job with what they had.
Yeah.
I'm not having a go, but
yeah, I feel like being rude about CGI is just not important. Like the episode, the story.
No, but when you're dealing with ghosts, I think in that sort of thing, less is more. You don't need to show lots of fancy lights going all over the place, and to some extent, they do actually follow that because they don't make all the ghosts glow or anything like that.
Yeah, it's only the one at the front. They are just
corpses moving, essentially, which is good.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. They make it sort of through a medium, which is why it's done well.
Happy medium.
But I don't really know what. I don't know how you'd flesh them out again, like you say, if you brought them back. I don't know how you would.
You can't flesh out a ghost. Saw right through you.
I shall straight. Oh, you son of a bitch!
I'm in.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Wow, you're just gonna leave that to float. Okay.
Okay, so that was. Shall I wrap it up?
Yeah, if you like.
Leave it to float. Just got it. Do you want me to wrap it up? I'm happy to keep going. But I feel like it's awkward if we keep going.
I think
because I've said I'll wrap it up. It'll look like you've kept me here. But I mean, the thing is, we're probably going to watch Radiohead after this.
Please don't go.
So that was our not so quiet review of the Unquiet Dead.
Oh, brilliant!
There you go. Also,
we're certainly not dead.
No,
that's London slang for bad.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. That's dead, fam.
Really?
I learnt that.
I mean, that's probably what the guy thought at the start of the episode. Oh, that's dead fam.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's dead fam. Ryan, Graham, and Yaz.
Oh!
Pretty dead fam.
That is harsh. You should have said that in Ryan's accent.
That's dead fam. That's pretty
That
dead.
was a better northern accent than he puts on. So bravo.
Nah, don't be mean. He's great. I actually do like.
You just
Ryan
said
Gray.
You just said they were dead, fam.
Well, I think just
Let's
so you
not
know,
have it. Let's.
Oh, sorry, cut out. Just so you know, listeners, Robert forgot earlier today that Yaz was even a character in Doctor Who. So
completely forgot.
Yeah.
Or that she was a policeman.
Yeah.
Or that she does anything. Yeah. Pretty bad.
Exactly.
I think we should try and minimise the amount of hatred of Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who as possible. We should try and keep these as positive as we can.
I think we should.
Otherwise, we will end up just sort of spurting out bile.
Yeah, and it is better to try and encourage people to review things positively.
And just generally,
it's very easy to nitpick, and it's better to help people enjoy something for the most part than it is to make them not enjoy something if they already like it, because there's already enough sadness in the world. So if you didn't like The Unquiet Dead, I hope you do now.
Thanks, Andy. My God, why are you bringing it down? I was just going to say that critically, you want to try and encourage people to make things better rather than having to avoid things that are bad, because obviously everything has to include compromises.
Because otherwise you're just going to be walking around being like, oh, you'd be too scared to make anything good. You want people to just kind of aim for the good stuff.
Yeah, there's always a trade-off.
Yeah.
It just so happens that we don't really know what was on the other side of the trade-off.
Yeah, we don't know, and we don't know what the money troubles
where the money went
into, or anything. That makes it sound like they're all like playing bridge.
I was just imagining them just throwing the budget off the roof.
It was blood control, I swear.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, you have to like Doctor Who to get these jokes.
No one not interested in Doctor Who is going to be listening to it, especially not at this point.
It's so true.
This is just for us to listen to in about a year's time and go, wow, we were bad. Remember when we attempted podcasting?
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad. The foreman shouts, get back to the eggshelling or whatever we're doing.
I told you we should. I told you we should have done it naked. Oh, I tell you what.
Wait, you didn't?
No, I'm doing that for next week for the Slovene.
I tell
you what, podcasters,
rejoice on it.
If that's the thing that people say, I don't actually.
No, we're calling them buffoons. We're calling them buffoons.
I put a vote. Put like the video if you want me to get naked for the next one.
Yes, you'll be able to tell because he'll sound a lot more giggly somehow. Jeez. Right, well, Andy, say goodbye. We gotta go. We've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. That's been rubbish.
Let us know in the comment section what you give that episode out of 10.
Yeah,
you know
we'll
that
be
we
sure to
disagree
ignore
with
it.
you if you don't give it an 8.
Yeah, we'll be sure to ignore it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Mary,
Toodaloo, buffoons.
what is it he says? What is it he says at the end of that episode? Something. Everyone.
God bless us, everyone.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, it's not even Christmas.
Because it's Good Friday tomorrow.
Yes.
So
that is famously not Christmas.
No, but it's Christian.
It is Christian.
It's halfway there.
Oh, and it is about someone dying, so it is relevant to this after the episode.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Cool. All right. Bye.
Yay! Happy Good Friday. This has been Out of 10. Thanks so much for listening, and bravo if you made it to the end, you little masochist. If it wasn't abundantly clear, we're very new to this, so we appreciate any listeners. We're not fully set up yet, but we will have our Twitter and email up in no time, so you can keep track of our nonsense even better. See you soon.